welcome to the car. We're traveling home, so we've got a 9.5-hour drive. So I thought it'd be fun to do a husband tag, but my husband doesn't like to be on camera, so you're just gonna hear him off to the side. I was gonna do a sock puppet for him, but I didn't have time for the shenanigans. Uh-oh, what's your passcode? Don't tell the internet. Oh, I know what it is now. Why do you have a passcode on your phone?
Because when I upgraded, maybe put one in.
Oh, I was gonna say, now we're gonna have a discussion. Alright, so this is a husband tag. I don't know what this is called. It's called tag. Honey, you have so many text messages that are on. My husband is one of those people that never checks emails or anything, so he always has those red dots, and I'm like, oh, it's a red dot, check it quick. Drives me crazy. So here we go. First question, where did we meet?
Plentyoffish.com.
We met on a dating website, plentyoffish.com. I messaged you first, didn't I?
Yeah.
I messaged Chris because his picture and his profile, he looked adorably uncomfortable. Like, he did not look like a cocky beast that most of the guys on the website look like, where it's like, you know, mirror selfies and like they don't have shirts on. Chris just looked like, I don't really want to be here. And I was like, he's so cute. Where was our first date? Ormsby's. Funny story, today is the anniversary of our first date. And I only know that because I looked at the Facebook thing that shows you the past. But yeah, we met 6 years ago today at Ormsby's, which was it was like a bar.
They have bocce ball in the basement.
Yeah, but they have bocce ball and all the stuff in the basement where you can play games. We didn't play games that night though. We went to dinner and then he took me to an iron pour at another bar where they melted iron and we carved like a
sand block.
Yeah, we carved a sand block and then they poured the iron in it. So we actually have like a memento from our first date, which I just thought was really cool. What was your first impression of me?
You're very pretty.
Aww.
And I thought you were gonna stand me up.
Poor Chris hadn't been on a date in a really long time and he was nervous, and I didn't want to be the girl who assumed that the guy was going to pay for my dinner. And I got to the bar and I was like, I left my wallet. And I was like, but I don't want to like put the pressure on him to pay if like I want to be an independent lady. So I was like, I gotta go back and get my wallet. But I didn't want to tell him that because then I didn't want him to feel obligated to say he would pay. So I sent him a text and I was like, oh, I had to run back to my house because I left my dog out of the crate. I made up some excuse that wasn't what it was. My first impression of Chris was he was kind of quiet, so I thought he didn't like me. He didn't talk a whole lot at dinner, so I was like, well, this is going well.
Oh, and I thought you were a picky eater.
Oh, and he thought I was a picky eater because he ordered some weird thing. I was a picky eater back then. I still kind of am. But he ordered some random scary meat off the menu, and I was like, and then I just put ketchup all over everything.
We went to a really nice restaurant and she ordered a hamburger.
We went to a really nice fancy restaurant and I'm like, I'll have a cheeseburger with ketchup. And I thought Chris had a drug problem because this was before, well, many years ago he used to smoke when we met, and he kept getting up from the table and leaving, and I thought he was going to the bathroom, and I was like, man, he either has an upset stomach or he's like doing crack in the bathroom every 20 minutes. And it was because he was having a cigarette because he was nervous. But so yeah, I thought he was a drug addict and I thought he was really quiet. Love you. When did you meet my family? I met your family that Thanksgiving? Or was it Christmas that year?
One of the two.
Before we got engaged, I think it was Thanksgiving. We came here to Virginia for Thanksgiving and I met his parents, and then I don't know when you met my mom. You probably met my mom first because they live closer, but I just don't remember when. My mom is such a part of our life, or my life, that she's always there. I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either. It was not memorable, obviously.
She probably came to our house.
Yeah, she probably came to our house in the city, our city house. What's a weird habit that each other has? one that I have. I know I have a lot of them. Chris has a weird habit of leaving his socks like in a trail all over the house. He'll just like decide it's sock time and he'll just take off his socks, and so like in the morning I have to go and I'll collect all the breadcrumbs that he's left around the house. Is that a weird habit? I'm gonna say it's a weird habit. What do I do that's weird, honey?
You crack yourself up.
I do crack myself up. I make myself laugh probably more than I make other people laugh. Like I'll be watching, like I'll be doing the editing or whatever, and I'm like, Chris is like, "Are you laughing at yourself?" I'm like, "No." Let's see. How long have we been together? Well, we've known each other for 6 years today, but we've been married for, it'll be 5 in September. Yeah, 5 in September.
Did we really get married 6 months after? No, that's not right.
We dated for 6 months, then we got engaged. We were engaged.
So we've only been married. No, we've been married 5 years.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years in September.
So we met each other 7 years ago.
We met in 2010. And then we'd only dated like 6 months before we got engaged.
Okay.
I don't know, we'll have to do that math. Math science. Do we have any traditions? We traditionally go to thrift stores and and yard sales every weekend.
In a garden every spring.
We plant a garden every spring. We hide a pickle in the Christmas tree. We don't know. That's a hard one. Do any of our animals resemble us? We imitate Dexter all the time, the little chihuahua, because he makes the craziest faces. If Chris would be on camera, I'd let him do it, but he does this side eye where he like looks at you with like one eyeball. It's really weird. It's so funny. But no, we do not look like our animals. What was our first road trip? I think that was to your parents' house. Or no, it was the wedding. The wedding in New Orleans. Kim and Tom's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That was our first road trip. His best friend, he was a best man at his best friend's wedding, and we'd only been dating like 2 or 3 weeks, and we drove to New Orleans together to go to the wedding. It was really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I had so much fun.
That's when I said I love you.
That's right. That's the first time Chris said he loved me, and he was slightly intoxicated when he said it, so I did not believe him, and I said, "Tell me when you're sober," and he did the next day. It was the first thing he said in the morning, because he remembered saying it. First thing you noticed about me?
Your short dress.
Hoe for show. I still am kind of a hoe, but like I have never shied away from short skirts or like short low cut things, and I think the dress that I wore on our first date was actually a t-shirt, like some kind of shirt, and I just turned it into a dress. Thanks for calling me out for my slutties, honey.
Well, it's hard to not notice that.
It's true. They are kind of sticking out there. I first noticed that Chris had long hair because, I mean, I saw it in the pictures, but it's super curly, and like when you see it in person, he's like, it's like a flowing mane. So I noticed his curly hair and his smile. And his dimples! He's got the deepest dimples that you can just put your whole finger in there. What pisses the other one off? What doesn't piss Chris off is the best question. It pisses Chris off when I don't listen to what he tells me and then I do it wrong and get frustrated. Right? What else do I do that makes you angry? Honey, let's see.
It's mostly the not listening.
It's mostly the not listening. And I don't do it on purpose. I think it's just that my brain works so fast and I talk so much that listening to other people is really like a challenge for me. What do you do that pisses me off? Oh.
If you're mad at me and I don't come talk to you.
Yeah, and you never do it. It's like you know and you just do it. If I'm upset with Chris or like he's hurted my feelings and he does not acknowledge that or like come and try and make it better, it makes me so mad. It makes me even more upset. And he never does it.
It's like, because I gotta calm down too.
I know. We're such good fighters. Favorite feature about each other?
I like that you're personable, because I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
We're like opposites, so we fill each other's gaps.
Oh, that was really sweet, honey. I love it when you fill my gaps.
I was trying to think of something else to say, but I can't.
No, I love that. That was good. Yeah, I'd say I love that Chris is so practical. It annoys me, but also I think it's awesome that he's such a practical thinker. Like, I'm very emotional thinker, and I think more with like my feelings, and like my decisions are more feeling based, and Chris is like, here's the science as to why that is not a good idea. 3 things I'm good at and 3 things I'm not good at. Well, that's a hard one. All right. So I say for you, right? You're good at researching stuff, building things, and like figuring stuff out, like math and brain things. You're not good at talking to people that aren't me. Actually, there's not a whole lot that Chris isn't good at. He's good. He's a good cook. Anything Chris tries to do, he's good at it. You're not a social butterfly. That's, I would say,
I'm a misanthrope.
You're a misanthrope. I can't even spell that. What are 3 things that are good about me? No, that's not the question.
That you're good at.
Yeah.
You're good at crafty stuff.
I am.
You're good at the YouTubes.
I'm good at the YouTubes. It's a talent.
You're a pretty good cook.
Pretty good. I think Chris might be better, which is terrible.
You're good at baking.
I am good at baking. I can make really good bread. What am I bad at?
Listening.
What'd you say? I'm just kidding. Listening. Following directions. Not getting frustrated when something goes wrong. Oh, that's a real big one. If it doesn't go right the first time, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. I get so frustrated. What do we argue about the most? Feelings.
Jinx.
And it's always me. 95% of the time it's me. I grew up in a way that was emotionally tender, and so like people's tones of voice, or like the way they speak to me, or I don't know, how would you describe that?
You're sensitive to I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sensitive, and so if Chris has a tone of voice or like looks at me the wrong way, where I feel like he's mad at me or like judging me, I get really upset, and like my feelings get hurt. So we fight.
That makes me upset.
And then that makes Chris, and then that makes Chris upset because he would never mean to do that, and then we get in a fight. So that's what we fight about most of the time, is my feelings. Best marriage ever. Do I have PMS? Yes. I can always tell. I'm always like, and that's usually when we fight, is when I'm like super sensitive, and I'm like, why did you look at me like that? And then he's like, I'm gonna go downstairs to the basement and not speak to you for 5 days. Who wears the pants in the relationship? Chris. Chris has all of the pants. I got my hands in the pockets though. Wait a minute. That sounded bad on many levels.
You do the budget.
I do the budget. I run the household, and then Chris. We have very traditional marriage roles.
I'll make sure she does it right.
Yeah, Chris is the foreman, and he goes to work and makes all the bacon, and then I cook the bacon and I feed it to him. It's good. What drink do I order when we go out to eat?
Water or tea.
Water or tea.
Or Coke.
I'm off the soda. Yeah. Chris always gets a half and half tea or water. Or beer. What size shoe do I wear?
You don't even know.
I don't even know.
8.5.
Yeah, it's like 8.5, 9 sometimes. Chris, you were at 10, 11, 12? See, I don't know. Chris has the same pair of shoes since we've been married, so like I've never had to purchase shoes for Chris.
And I bought shoes for you.
Yeah, Chris buys shoes for me all the time because he thrifts all the time. My favorite kind of sandwich.
I don't know, the turkey basil tomato sandwich.
That's probably the one we both share. Is we both love it in the summer when we get our tomatoes in the garden, and we get tomatoes, basil, mozzarella, and either turkey or ham, and we roast them on the oven, and it's so good. So that's probably our favorite sandwich together. What is one talent I have? I kind of tied in with the other one, but I think Chris is really good at making things. Like he can build things and fix things, and I'm crafty.
Yeah.
What would I eat every day if I could? Ketchup. I do eat that every day. Chris would eat either wings or he would eat some sort of like very melty, hot, cheesy sandwich every day, or chicken tenders. Ribs. Taco Tuesday. My favorite cereal. Chris doesn't eat cereal. I don't think I've ever seen you eat cereal.
I like Banana Nut Crunch, but it's so expensive and so high calorie.
It's such a waste, yeah. I like all cereal that's sweet. I like
granola.
Ew. Chris likes granola. I like what are those? Like Cookie Crisp and like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I hate that.
And the Captain Crunch. I like all the crunches. My favorite kind of music.
Bad music.
I listen to a little bit of everything, but mostly like pop and rap and 80s and 90s. Chris likes all the cool people bands, the like 60s, 70s, and funky and jazzy, and he's cool. He's way cooler than me.
I listen to 90s hip hop.
We both listen to 90s hip hop.
You listen to 2000s hip hop.
I like 90s hip hop. I know all the songs. What's our favorite sports team? We don't do sports. What is my eye color?
I don't know.
Really?
Brown.
Yeah. You really don't know? Chris has a brown, but it's got gold in it. It's like a golden brown. Mine's like poop brown. Who's my best friend?
I don't know. Who's your best friend? Celia? Or Brandy?
Celia. Chris doesn't have a best friend. He has a group of friends that he hangs out with. They're all the same equality of friend. Something you do that I wish you didn't do. So something that the other one does that you wish they didn't do. I guess the laundry thing. Chris can have the laundry basket 4 feet from him and still throw it right on the floor.
Because I'm lying in bed.
I know. I'm just saying. I mean, it's not a big deal. Our marriage isn't over because of it, but that is something. What do I do that you wish I didn't do? Eat all the bad food when you're trying to be good?
Sure.
Answer your questions without letting you answer them?
I can't remember.
Where am I from? Palmetto, Georgia. And Chris is from Newport News, Virginia. What kind of cake would you bake me on my birthday? I know what Chris likes. Chris wants some sort of like yellow cake with strawberries and like real strawberries with syrup and then whipped cream. To like strawberry, what's that called?
Strawberry
shortcakes. Yeah, strawberry shortcakes. I don't know. I don't even know mine. I just like cake, but I don't like icing. So any cake without icing. Cupcakes. I like cupcakes because I can easily all the icing off, or I can just make them plain. Or you can get me the fancy ones from that one place.
Baking cupcakes.
Yeah. Do I play any sports? No. We do not play sports. We like to hike and camp and stuff, but that's not really a sport. What can I spend hours doing? Chris can spend hours researching something and playing music and walking around the property and playing with something new that he has found at a yard sale. What about me?
Embroidering. Watching YouTube videos.
Yep. Embroidering, watching Netflix. I have very lazy hobbies. This is terrible. YouTube, making YouTube videos. Spend hours doing that.
Making some weird thing in the kitchen.
Making some weird thing in the kitchen that I don't follow the recipe for, so it either is going to turn out great and we won't remember. I think that's it. Well, honey, that was all the questions. That wasn't so bad. Are you so done?
Uh-huh.
We have to give my husband a lot of love. This is the first YouTube video he's agreed to be in, even though he's not in it. Show him your hand. Hi. Wow, your hand is so big. Put it up there. So big. But anyway, so yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it wasn't a cooking video, but we are on the road, so this is the best I could do. But tune in on Monday. We will have our Monday Muffins chat. It's at 7:30 Eastern. Is that where we are? We're Eastern. And 4:30, whatever Celia is. Pacific. I don't do math or time zones. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye!